Hello, YouTube. We are back. This is TK is Outlandish. It has been a long time. I think the finale of Outlander season 7A was May 8th or something like that.
Was it
So
that long ago?
I think so. Yeah, it was
Yeesh.
it was May. I know. And what's that saying about the best laid plans and the road to hell was paved with good intentions? We had intended to do videos like every month, other stuff Outlander, but just what can I say? We have 3 kids. It's busy. So I didn't even get the chance to check how many subscribers we have now. We had 50. If we still have 50, thanks so much. Um, so welcome back if you're a subscriber. If you're new here and you're watching this because it popped up on your algorithms or whatever, I'm TK. My name in real life is Teresa. That's my husband, Ryan.
Hi, everyone.
What we do here is talk about Outlander, the series, as compared to the books. I've read all the books. Ryan has not read any of the books. And Ryan doesn't care if I spoil things for him. So
I don't read the books, but I do drink Sassenach.
Yes. Yes. I'm waiting until the premiere, whenever that may be, to drink my Sassenach. But so tonight we're not doing the finale 7A, the finale of 7A, only because we only subscribe to Stars when Outlander's on. So I have not been able to rewatch the finale. Like I take this seriously. I take notes. I rewatch, see if I caught anything. And I haven't been able to rewatch it. And what I figure is we're all gonna need a recap before 7B starts anyway, so we'll do it right before 7B starts.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. So, but a couple, like I think it was 2 weeks ago. Excuse me. They did release the titles of 7B episodes. So I'm going to speculate with what I know from the books of what these are going to be. Ryan's going to bring up on the screen the title of each episode. So those of you who don't want any spoilers at all, it's not that I don't want you to watch, but don't watch. Because I'm going to see what happens in the book. And as I always say, they might change things. So they technically might not be spoilers, but there's a good chance there are. So
my usefulness here is going to be a little bit limited because I have not read any of the books, obviously, and there is nothing for me to watch right now. So I'm just going to kind of agree or disagree with the things Teresa says and see how that jives with what we've seen so far in Outlander.
You know what I was thinking I would love to do someday if we ever get more than 50 subscribers. I don't know how many subscribers we would have to get this, but do you know who I think would be awesome if we could have like a celebrity on?
What celebrity should we get on our podcast, Teresa?
Matthew Roberts, one of the writers. Because I think he does like a really good job. I love when he does the commentary on we watch the commentary from the Outlander podcast while we watch the episodes. And he's one of the people that like read all the books, did the adaptations. And now they're doing Diana Gabaldon is writing a prequel to Outlander called Blood of My Blood, which is the story of Brian Fraser and Ella Mackenzie, Jamie's parents. Now they're also making a series of it, but the series is actually going to be both set of parents, which Diana Gabaldon said she's not interested in Claire's parents' story, so she's not going to write it. But Matthew Roberts is. So,
but she gave him her blessing for it.
Yes. And one of the questions I want to ask him is like, how important was it that Diana be involved with, you know, how they write and how they adapt things? Because I think it's really important that they take her into consideration, and she's written some of the episodes and she's a consultant, so they don't just take her material and just run with it, you know. I mean, it helps that she's still alive and not like an adaptation of like C.S. Lewis or something. So
I'll tell you what. Let's aim for at least 100 subscribers before talking to Matt.
Yeah,
You
we'll
know,
probably have to actually like give him money to do it.
yeah, yeah. You know, maybe we should get
Holly.
an agent first, and I
Yeah.
think we might be a little bit below that right
Right.
now, but we'll work up
Okay.
to it. We'll work up to it.
If
Okay,
anyone watching
everyone.
has any idea,
Yeah, stick
let
with us,
drop us a
everyone.
note in the
I'm sure in a
comments.
decade or two we'll have enough people to get
Yeah.
Pat on here.
Maybe by the time we start reviewing the next series, we'll have enough people. But oh, there was one more thing I wanted to say. But yeah, so anyway, so are you ready to get into the titles?
Let's do it.
That's all right. So from that here on out, spoilers. You have been warned. Spoilers. This is our high tech. Oh, look, we have more high tech. That was my, as I was writing my notes. I was like, I will hold this up. These are spoilers.
And we had our pre-filming discussion. We had our meeting. This was coming, hon. You knew this.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. So, episode 709, the title is Unfinished Business. So, this is another reason why I really like the writers of Outlander, not just Matt Roberts, but also Meryl Davis, I think her last name, and Tony Graffias. The title, they're all readers of the books. They're all fans of the books, and so like their titles go into like can have so many different meanings, like in a book. So unfinished business. So we go to Jamie and Claire. They're back in Scotland, which I'm actually really surprised they ended up in Scotland at the end. I really thought that they were going to go like on the boat to Scotland, not landing there. So of course we have the unfinished business of Jamie taking Simon Fraser's body back from burial. We also have who's okay, Ryan, who's in Scotland that Jamie will probably have to deal with? Can you guess? Can you guess?
Um.
Who would he be sending money to for the past 7 years?
Oh. Her.
That one. Leary.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So he's gonna have to deal with Leary. He deals with Leary in the book, and Leary also has another daughter, Joni. In the book, and I know Joni's gonna come back because they announced on their Twitter feed a while ago that the actress would be back, so she would be playing Joni. And in the book, Joni actually wants to go into the convent. So they're actually don't want to go into too much of that story because I know that Joni will be there, but I don't know if that storyline is going to be brought into it.
I wonder if I wonder if Jamie would be supportive of that, of like her going into a convent. I mean, he's a pretty religious guy.
Mm-hmm.
I, hmm. I mean, I'm kind of talking out loud, but do you know, is he like supportive of her
Yes.
going into a convent?
The problem with Joni going to the convent is her mother, Leary. So Jamie's paying her money until she gets married, and she's in a relationship with someone, and she like won't marry him because then that means Joni wouldn't be or she wouldn't be getting support from Jamie anymore.
Right.
And then Joni is like, my mother's fornicating with this man and I want to be a nun. So there's that issue. So we'll see how, but the reason
I'm probably one of the only weirdos who wants to see like a Scottish law court scene where like they go and they take her to court and be like, nope, got to marry the guy or forget about the alimony. We're done with all this nonsense.
So in the book, you know who deals with this? Ned Gowan. He's still alive. He's like
Awesome.
100.
Awesome.
I don't know if he'll be in this because I didn't see the actor mentioned, so I don't think so. I mean, I don't think I've seen the actor mentioned, so I don't know if he'll be there or not. But yeah, my brain, things just fly into my brain, and then if I don't say it immediately, it just goes right on my head.
Yeah, I apologize for interrupting, and that was probably more than you want to talk about Leary's daughter and stuff. So
no, that's fine. No, I know what I was gonna say. The reason why, well, we'll get to it. Okay, never mind. I'll just make a note. I have a pen. I'll make a note of it. Okay, I made a note of it to mention it. So we also have I think Jenny and Claire kind of have unfinished business because they didn't leave on like the best terms, if you remember. Well, because I mean, Jenny. I mean, when she left, when they both left, it was because Ian got kidnapped, her son. So there's that, you know.
Yeah, I'm
And then
sure there's some things for
yeah,
Claire to wrap up with her and Jenny to wrap up. But they really didn't have a. There wasn't a lot of animosity between them. It was just kind of uncomfortable.
yeah. I kind of had a question on it, like maybe, but I didn't feel as strongly about that. And
Maybe a portion of a single episode.
yeah. So or yeah, like a moment in an episode. So and then you have Ian and Rachel have, you know, it's like unfinished, like what's between them two. She has the dog. So and then I wondered if they would refer to Rachel and Archbug because there's the unfinished business between Archbug and Ian, and he did show up at the end of the finale and like make this weird thing about the dog to Rachel.
I they might bring that in, but I think they want to drag that out a little bit more. I think they're going to drag that out until a couple episodes in at least.
I think they might hint towards it because I don't think in a TV show you can just not have a character and then all of a sudden, like, because people start forgetting about him, he just shows up because the audience is going to be like, really? I think it plays different in a book. That's why. So I want to make an episode about things that I absolutely hated that they changed, things that I liked that they changed, and things that they absolutely changed that I was like hated. And one of them is Leary being in this second season. But again, you can't just have an actress not be. You can't bring. I don't think you bring a character in that you haven't seen in like 2 seasons and be like, oh, she's back. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I want to make an episode about that. So anyway, okay, so that's the end of my thoughts for episode 709. So next is 710. This is brotherly love. So I think the most obvious thing this is referring to is Jamie and Ian. Oh, old Ian? Yeah, old Ian.
Odian.
Jenny's husband Ian, because they were like brothers. And do you want to put the spoiler up, or are you gonna run it through, or are you just gonna
I'll just bring it up every once in a while. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So
If anyone is joining us 13 minutes in randomly, yeah.
okay. So here's what I found. Oh, thanks, Siri. I love that my phone. I love that my phone just randomly listens to me. It's fantastic. Okay. So Ian gets whatever disease. It's a wasting disease. I think it's like tuberculosis.
That's yeah. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, or something similar. Because back then, like everything was tuberculosis. Like wasting disease could have meant anything from like tuberculosis to who knows any. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it was just. I think it covered a vast array of diseases. Like when people have the bloody flux, can be like
Right.
any.
Yeah. It could be any number of particular bad things. Right. Yeah. They weren't very specific back then.
Yeah. So Ian's basically dying. So there's, you know, there's the brotherly love between Jamie and Ian, but I also think that it could be between Buck and Roger because they're in Scotland looking for Jemmy. And I think they like developed this relationship because they are, what is it, his like fourth times grandfather or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I think that that might refer to it also, but I also think it might refer to Lord John and his brother Hal. Do you remember his brother Hal from season 3?
I don't know if I do remember that.
Hal's the one that caught Jamie after Culloden, and then when he said his name, he was like, "Oh, my brother saved his life. Damn it, I can't kill him," and he sent him home. So
Yeah, I do remember that part.
So Hal comes back. Actually, John goes to England for reasons that might not be brought up in the show, because I'm not book readers, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to bring it up too much if it's unnecessary. I'll cross that bridge if we come to it in the show. But I don't think I saw that the adder was coming back. So I don't know if Hale's going to be brought up or not. And the other brotherly love I'm wondering about is Henry. Do you remember who Henry is? Probably not, because I don't think they said his name in the show. The only reason I knew it was Henry is because we had the captions on and it said it was Henry. When William was in New York, or no, was it New York? It was in New York in the book, but now I think it might have been in Charleston or Savannah, or it was a different town in the series. When they set that prostitute on fire, and
Yeah.
he called that guy cousin.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think they ever said his name, but that was his cousin Henry, Hale's son. So
yeah, they never said that in the show.
Okay. Which you would only know if you read the book. But he has two brothers, Ben and Adam. Oh, it has to be Adam because he gets involved with a woman named Mercy Woodcock. And I know that she is listed as one. They listed the actress who plays her. So it must, unless they make her an interest of Henry. So anyway, so it might be Henry and his brother. Okay. So they could refer to that too. I think that's the only thoughts I have about brotherly love. Okay, so go on. So next one is episode 711, 100 Weight of Stone. So I have in my notes, is this taken from the book, ? And I don't know if I have that written because I saw it in the book or I meant to look it up and I forgot. So I don't know. But it is some kind of measurement that they use in England, and I can't remember what it means. But so Ian, Claire, and Jamie are in Scotland. Ian's dying, but both Jenny and Ian tell young Ian to go back to America to Rachel. But he goes with Claire. So Claire and Ian go to France to take a boat to America. Joni goes with them because she's entering a convent in France. The reason they go back, though, is because Leary gets a letter from Marceline that Henry Christian has really, really bad sleep apnea. Which, if you don't know, sleep apnea is, probably a lot of people know, but anyway, it's you basically stop breathing when you're sleeping, which is something with him having dwarfism is very common. So so anyway, they asked Claire to come back because Claire had said something about he might need his tonsils and his adenoids taken out, which we know about because that's what our son had to get his taken out. So, she goes back before and Jamie stays. So they go back, and then Jenny decides that Jenny, by the way, is going to be played by a new actress, which I'm really, really curious about because I really, really liked Lauren Donnelly, I think her last name was.
Yeah.
I really liked how she played Jenny, so I'm really curious to see how this new actress is going to portray her. Jenny tells Jamie she doesn't want to stay there. She wants to go to America with him. But while they're in France, and I don't know how this timeline works out because of the way mail goes in colonial America, letters get lost.
Slowly.
Yes. They take forever. So they buy a passage on this boat, which I forget what its name is, or starts with a P. But he sends the letter to Claire and says this is a boat we're taking. So Jenny and Jamie wake up and they go to the boat and the boat's gone. And they find out that I think it's the owner gets into a fight with like the captain and he just takes the boats. They take their money and leave without them. So Fortunately for them, the boat sinks. So, but
Did you say
so
fortunately?
fortunately for Jamie and Jenny that they weren't on it because they would have
Oh,
died.
okay. I thought you meant like the boat sinks. Serves them right.
Yeah, right. um Fortunately they weren't on it is what I should have said. But John had heard news from another captain that he saw the boat sink, so they think Jamie is dead. So I also, okay, so this is how I'm not sure how this is gonna work, because Marcelly and um what's his face, what's her husband's name?
Marcelly?
Yeah,
Fergus?
Fergus, thank you. My brain was like, I was like Claudel. No, Marcelly and Fergus. They're not, the actor and actress are not gonna be in the season, so I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know why Claire and Ian are gonna come back early, and also, so Claire decides to help Fergus distribute pamphlets for like the Sons of Liberty, and somehow they find out. So Claire's kind of like threatened by this. So Claire, for his protection, marries Lord John. So there's that. So that's gonna be like a big thing.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a spoiler there. I'm sure that's gonna happen.
yeah, so I really wanted to go through. Maybe I'll be able to do this before the second part starts again. But like, if you see the preview where they show scenes of part two, and there's a scene with Lord John and like the look on his face, I'm like, well, that's him telling Claire that Jamie's dead, because I could just tell by like look at the look on his face. So that's definitely gonna happen, and plus it's been
Yeah. Well, let's
like,
do another video of like the preview um
yeah,
one day.
okay, one day. So where am I? I think that was, oh, okay. I also think it might have to do with Buck and Galis, because I know Galis is gonna come back because they said the actress would be back, and Buck wants to know his mother, and she is known she's known. Let's put it that way. She's very well known in the town. This was like way before they find out that they get back to Scotland in 1730s. I think they don't run into Jamie because he's in university in Paris. So yeah, it gets really weird, and I don't know if it's gonna get as weird in the show, because sometimes they change things in the show, because like they changed, if in the first part of season 7, where what's her face, Lizzie, is with both the twins, and she's like, no, I chose it, and in the book, no, they tricked her, and they like changed it because it wouldn't fly in on TV. I don't think that they were posing as each other. So I don't know if they'll go that deep into Buck and Galis's weird relationship of mother and son.
Uh-huh.
So, but but it might have to do with that. Actually, I'm referring to the. Oh, I'm missing something. I'm sorry. I was trying to copy this, and okay, 100 Way to Stone. Okay, actually, the Buck and Galis thing is gonna be episode 713. Wait, no, 100 Way to Stone is 711.
What we
Did
were
I?
on what? We were just on 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. I jumped the gun.
Nah. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't see you switch it.
I thought you were
Arnold
done. You
Allen.
kept going. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I can't see I have a little banner across your banner, and it's really hard for me to see. It's not your fault. Okay.
So
So
712.
712, carnal knowledge. This is what I was talking about Galus and Buck having carnal knowledge. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Make of that what you will, between between mother and son. But that is actually a line from the end of book 7, which is Jamie comes back. They all think he's dead, and and John decides to tell Jamie that he said, "I have had carnal knowledge of your wife." It doesn't go well. It doesn't go well for Lord John of telling him. So yeah, that's a direct line from a book. So I'm sure in that episode it's going to be revealed that um John has had carnal knowledge of Claire. So in a very drunken moment, they have had carnal knowledge of each other. So that doesn't go well, as you can imagine. And I haven't really said too much about the Bree storyline because I'm not sure how it's gonna fit in because the timelines are different here than they were in the book. Season 7, 8 ended in the middle of book 7, whereas the Roger Bree storyline ended almost at the very end of book 7. So I'm not sure how Bree in Scotland is going to fit into these. I don't know if there's going to be episodes where they don't cover her at all, or so that's why I haven't said too much about Bree.
Yeah, maybe just flash forwards or something.
Yeah. So there's also where am I? Oh, okay. 712. Oh, okay. So that's all I had to say about 712. And so 713 is the Raven and the Dove. So I'm pretty sure this is going to have to do with Anne and Rachel because there's a battle. I can't keep all the battles straight. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at history, but Ian paints his face as a mohawk, and he has a like a black line or a V that represents a raven, and then he has a white one that represents the dove, which is him and Rachel. So I'm almost positive that this will have to do with him and Rachel. Maybe this is where the Archbug storyline will come in.
That sounds like a good spot because we're 5
Yeah.
episodes into the season at this point. I think this would be a great place to really start bringing that Archbug plotline to a crescendo.
And if there's 8 episodes, I'm thinking that there's going to be a cliffhanger and since there's only 8 episodes, I'm thinking there's going to be like a cliffhanger and maybe a break, like a week break where they're not going to have a new episode. So that might be around then. So, okay. And I'm thinking, okay, no, I take that back. Go to 714 because I have no other thoughts about that. So that you did not get used to it, I do believe this is going to be about, this might be a Roger, Buck, Bree heavy episode because Buck and Roger meet another time traveler. I forget his first name, but he's a doctor, Dr. McEwen. And I think that you did not get used to it refers to the time travel in general. Like, I feel like he's going to say, like, oh, Roger, you've been through, like...
Yeah, he's been, like 4 times now.
He's like, so, and he says, no, you don't get used to it. So,
because
I think that's going to be...
They don't, they don't bring it up in the TV series. It makes it, when you time travel in the TV series, it's just be like, bloop. Oh, okay. Yeah. But, in the books, you've mentioned that it feels like your entire, being is being ripped apart.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds fairly uncomfortable that you would not get used to.
Yeah, and I said from the beginning, I know Ron Wood, who originally developed the show, originally said he did not want to show it on, like, any way you try to show them actually going through the stone, it's going to look corny.
Right.
So,
yeah, absolutely. That's the right call. Absolutely the right call.
So, And I think so. In the book, Bree actually goes to. She finds Jemmy because it's at Jemmy isn't in Scotland. Um Rob set it up like that because he was actually after Bree. So she leaves and goes back to America, and she actually stays with Joe Abernathy, who was Claire's friend and fellow doctor. And I don't think we've seen him since season 4. I think when Claire goes back. So
Yeah, we
I
had
don't.
those. Was it 4 when she had those? Like we had the flashbacks. It was like 4 or 5 episodes in a row where we had flashbacks of her. Or what? No, what were they? Actual flash? No, no,
I'm
no.
sorry. I'm thinking seasons. We haven't seen him since season 3.
Maybe I'm thinking 3.
Or no, I don't remember because they actually mention him more in the book in book 4, but I don't think he was in season 4. I think it was everything that was like modern was just Roger and Bree, and I don't think Job was in here. You get a little more Sasnak there.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
So, but Bree, but apparently Joe knows about the time travel stuff. So, so she goes to him for help because they're after Rob's after the gold. Rob's after Brianna. Um, all right, so I think there might be a break there with the episodes. Okay, so next episodes are we on 7:15, right? Yes.
7:15.
Written in My Own Heart's Blood.
I recognize that as the book title. Yay!
Yes, yeah, you. Gold star. Do you want me to do thumbs up?
No.
So anyway, yes, this is the title of book 8, and I'm ashamed to say it took me like 3 readings of this book until I realized what this title referred to. So this is
So just so
another.
everyone caught that, 3 readings of the book. You've read
Yeah,
this book 3 times.
at 2 or 3. I think it's 3, maybe 4.
Okay,
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no, that's fine. Just want to
So
get that out there for the record. Okay.
yes. So, and I still like forget details because there's just so much. Um, so Jamie and Claire, this thing, I don't want to say they make up with about John, but they're like together, and it's another battle. And I'm see, this is things I don't remember. I don't remember the actual names of battles. I want to say it's in upstate New York.
But
Um,
a battle in the United States.
yes, a battle in
For
the
the civil.
river.
Okay, yeah.
So the scene, big spoiler. You want to put the banner up?
No, but okay.
Okay. Claire gets shot at the end of this battle, and Jamie is a colonel, major. He's an officer. He's a big officer, and they're trying to tell him that, like, I think it's Washington actually. Yeah, it's Washington's like, you have to go see him. You have to go see him. And Jamie takes the messenger boy and he rips his jacket off, and he takes the blood that's like smeared with the mud and writes, "I resign my commission, J. Fraser," and sends the kid on his way. And it's like the third reading of this book. I'm like, oh, written in my own heart's blood. That's what that refers to.
That's rather
So,
intense.
yeah, it might be more obvious because it's the name of an episode and not the whole book, because it's only one incident in the whole book. It's
But still,
and
it's the title of the book, so it's obviously a pretty important plot point.
right. Well, and it's also in the middle of the book. So, and she doesn't die. Obviously, I guess that's obvious. She doesn't die. So, and I also don't know
Now,
this. Hmm?
now she doesn't die, but obviously, she is one of the most experienced doctors around, so I'm sure she would like to be the one working on herself.
Well, who's the other doctor on here? Do you remember?
That's what I was about to say. Is it that the dude from last season? I forget.
Hunter.
The hunters. Yeah.
Denzel Hunter.
Is that who gets to work on her?
Hmm.
That makes sense. Okay.
And so that's these other characters. I don't know how they're going to bring them in because Denzel's actually involved with Hale's daughter, Dottie. Um, so and then there's this whole other storyline with Ezekiel Richardson, the dude that was like the real like shady dude with William that tried to like send him off on his way and he almost got killed in the swamp.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's in cahoots with there's this other character, Percival Wainwright, who's like a total fraud, and he it's so complicated. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. So apparently Percival's father and Lord John's mother were married, so they were half brothers and they had a relationship. And somehow they found out Percival was a homosexual. I don't know how they found this out without knowing that John was also a homosexual since they were in a relationship with each other. So they went to hang Percy and John helped him escape.
Cool.
So
I need
yeah.
more Sassenach to understand that.
Well, there's like this whole other series that Diana Gabaldon wrote, the Lord John series, which I didn't read.
I know. I keep seeing that in the bookstore.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'm sure there's more detail about his relationships in there, but I haven't read them. I'm not that interested. So I probably like I don't think there's anything in those books that you have to know to follow Outlander. So anyway, but so Percy is trying to find Fergus because somehow he knows that Fergus was born in a brothel, and he says that Fergus is actually the son of like what's his fate? Saint Germain, the dude that had to kill Claire in season 2, and and he secretly married the daughter of a baron. I think he was a baron.
So Fergus is technically aristocracy?
Yes, and his last name is Bouchot, which is Claire's French maiden name.
Got it.
So they might be related. But I don't know if they're going to bring this all up because that's like another whole character and storyline to bring in. And there's only so much you can fit in an hour storyline. So anyway.
Yeah, because like keep in mind, if each of these are about an hour long, this is only 8 hours worth of story, TV time for them to tell a story.
And you can't like rush it all into like the last season and like just throw stuff. What was that series? And they just like Promise Neverland. They just throw everything.
Oh Lord, yeah, no, let's. Yeah.
Let's not even go there. Anyway, so so I think. I don't know what's gonna happen with William because William gets involved with this woman, I'm not a prostitute named Jane and her sister Fanny, and there's like a whole story there. But that's another. This is why we talk about the book versus the series because that's a whole nother actress, 2 actresses because it's her sister too. So I don't know. I haven't seen any announcements of any new actresses or anything. But anyway, so is that 15? Okay, so the last episode, episode 716, 100,000 Angels. So this is interesting. I looked this up. I looked up the title.
I was actually wondering about this because like that sounds very dramatic, like really, really dramatic. More even dramatic for Outlander.
So I found out that this is a title of a song by Sinead O'Connor, who sang the theme song. And sometimes they change the theme song in the middle, or they switch it up a little bit in the middle of the season. So I don't know if they're going to have a new theme song or not. But
This is not where I expected you to go with this. I did not expect 100,000 Angels to be a Sinead O'Connor song. I thought it'd be
neither did I.
some
So
biblical reference or some Scottish,
yeah, I did
some
too.
reference. I don't know.
It did. Or like the lyrics of like a hymn. I thought maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and as you may or may not know, Sinead O'Connor is no longer with us. And as far as I know, she's no longer with us by her own doing, shall we say. So I don't know if there's going to be like, I don't know if at the end it has anything to do with it. I found it interesting, but I also looked up the lyrics, and the lyrics, some of the lyrics are, hear me calling you the voice of a mother, a father, and a child, telling our story. And another line is cross an ocean of blue. So at the end of book 8, Roger, Bree, and Jemmy, and what's her face? What's the girl's name? Amanda. I'm like, what's the other kid's name? They actually come back to Fraser's Ridge. So and they would be crossing an ocean of blue. Because Roger's still in Scotland. Because at first they have to go to Scotland to get Roger in a different time. Then they have to come back. So I think they'll return. I think book 8 will end the same as season. I think season 8 will. I think season 7 will end the same as season 8. I'm just very curious as to when season 8, the final season, will come out. I think they're gonna try to match season 8 as closely as they can to book 10 of Outlander, because book 10 will be the last story that features Jamie and Claire. So I think they're gonna try to release them at the same time sometime.
When's book 10 scheduled to come out?
It's not. She just,
Oh,
I
okay.
like, I follow her. She'll release sections of it like once a month or so, and she always says like, I don't know when it's coming. I don't know. It takes me at least 3 years. That's what she says. And the last book came out 2021 or 2022. I don't even know. I think it was 2021.
Okay, so even if it's 2021, she takes 3 years. That's 2024. Let's say, 2025 next year. I mean, next year sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe a bit ambitious. It depends on how much they're actually filming and how much.
Well, that's true. I think they might just have season 8 come out. I mean, they could just do season 8 and do book 9 and just end it there. And because production wise, I wonder if they would do season 8 and then like a month later or whatever have their premiere of Blood on My Blood, or if she'll release Blood on My Blood before book 10, which is possible. So it's very interesting. I wonder if they're going to have this. Obviously, Matthew Roberts is going to be one of the writers for Blood on My Blood. I wonder if they'll have a lot of the same writers as for Outlander.
It would probably be. Well, I don't know. Actually, I was gonna say maybe it would be a good idea, but maybe it'd be, maybe they want to kind of get a clean slate to make sure they're not repeating like the same old storylines. That they want to make
Maybe.
something fresh and new.
Yeah. I saw that I showed you the pictures of the cast they have, and look wise, I'm impressed. I think the woman playing Claire's mother looks a lot like Katrina Bell, so that's good. And at least Ellen has red hair and blue eyes. And I think the actress has natural red hair. At least in the other pictures I've seen her, she's always had red hair. So I wonder if I'd be interested in watching Blood of My Blood. That could be our next YouTube series. I'll read Blood of My Blood, and then we'll talk about that. I wonder if the books, because Outlander books are like 800 pages long. I wonder if they'll be just as long, because I don't think the Lord John books are as or as long as
No,
Outlander.
they're pretty short. They look like they're only like 200, 300 pages tops.
Only. Yeah, but so I think that's all. I think that's done with the spoilers. So
Yeah.
um yeah, I've been trying to find out stuff. I've been like online, like typing stuff. All I can find is stuff like what the other actors are doing in the meantime. It's like I don't care. It's not that I don't care. It's just that it doesn't pertain to Outlander, so I don't really care. um I was hoping that they would have a trailer or the opening credits come out on Valentine's Day, but apparently not. So I don't know. Looks like it's not going to come until summer. I don't know. I thought that there would be some news by now, but I guess there was a writer's strike or something, so that pushed it back.
Yep. Yeah.
Opposed to, and I mean, in addition to the post production stuff. So I don't know. This seems longer than even like COVID Outlander because it's just like, come on. And it's kind of, I find it kind of annoying that they're like, oh, it's still the same season. It's just part two. We're giving you an extra season. It's like, it's a year apart.
It's yeah. We all know what it is.
Yeah.
You're not fooling anyone.
Yeah. You're not fooling us. All right. So, um, yeah, I'm trying to hopefully maybe, I mean, it's the middle of February, so maybe next month we'll do. I have two things that I want to, that I really want to make a video of that I wrote notes for and everything. One is, I mentioned before, the things that they changed from the book to the show that I really liked and what I really hated. And the other thing that I really want to make a video of is my unpopular Outlander opinions. So I really want to make that.
I'd enjoy doing that one.
Oh yeah, it'll be. We've discussed it. You know what some of my unpopular opinions are. So,
like I
I
said,
would
I would very
love
much
to
enjoy
know.
doing that.
Huh?
I would very much enjoy doing that video.
All right. So, okay, for now, our fans and friends, yeah, we'll say goodbye for now, and hopefully we will see you soon.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks. Bye.